So the idea now is maybe we have some, I know we already have some questions from the chat, but maybe from the audience as well about how we can actually help students, help innovation. We have some success stories, some really good startups. We have some companies or groups that should help innovation, and this is what we should learn now. So if you have some questions, please ask. So I'll start with Inventors Sør group. No, Nyskaping, I mean, sorry. So we heard from Jeanette, she had students working in a company. We heard about companies using students in places. So how common is it to actually hire students in doing research-based innovation, this type of thing? Is that a common way?
I think it's getting more common. I know that a lot of the, at least the engineering programs have specific subjects to kind of provide internships into different, we've had several of our startups actually utilize this program previously. So we've had students sat at our incubator who have been working for some of our projects. So it's getting more common. We don't have like an active program with these different subjects. I would like to introduce something like that, but it's yeah.
Do you have any? What do you think, Digin?
Yeah, I can comment on that as well, because we do have active program with other parts of UiA, with Institute for Informasjonssystemer and also with the ICT. Mm-hmm. So from there, there are a lot of students writing bachelor. And we have also developed that on the level for masters now. And also, as I said, more of a praxis plus. Mm-hmm. But I think maybe for research and the higher level, I think the business PhD is a really good opportunity. Mm-hmm. for the startups, but there's also a long perspective on that. So
right. So because you have these industrial PhDs, public sector PhDs, which is 3 years at least.
Yeah.
And then you have like bachelor projects, master projects,
yes.
and you're talking about
and if for Digin, we are even though we have a lot of members, we are not a large organization. It's only me working there now, and we take in students. Right. So it's possible for small startups as well, and I can highly recommend that because they're giving a new perspective, even though they're not working there on a PhD level, but they're coming in with great new ideas and motivation. So I can highly recommend that.
That's good. So so you didn't talk about student collaboration in any way. You look at students?
What I was thinking when I heard you guys talk about student collaboration is that the AI part, we kind of figure that out for our needs currently. Mm-hmm. The really difficult part for us is everything around the machine learning, from the metal, Google Cloud or Amazon, whatever, up to the browser. We figured out the machine learning bits, but the rest is quite time consuming. So what I would be interested in this part of my journey would be DevOps, not really machine learning and statistics, but someone from a more practical standpoint. And from a quick look at the University of Oslo, where we are located, they are really good at really deep tech and AI, cutting edge. But man, we're using 10-year-old tech, and that works great out of the box. We need help with the rest. So, but I've heard there are some universities and colleges that are focusing more and more on practical applications of kind of the handicraft or of building applications and websites, stuff like that. We would be interested in.
And what about IVO? So, how is the students? Yeah. Are students involved in IVO?
Yes, I can tell a little bit about our experience with students in our startup. Mm-hmm. So we have, as I told in my presentation, we have 2 master students in the last year working for building our prototype. And I think that they are really competent. You should think that maybe, okay, the students, they have the theoretical perspective, but I think also they have really good practical. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I'm really excited about having more students in IVO.
Mhm.
And we have talked about 3 more. They are on their 3rd year on the bachelor. So I think one of the most positive thing I've learned is they have so new perspective for things, and also they have one of them have a really good engineering
Mhm.
yeah, and the other one has the creative
Right.
perspective. So I'm really positive, yeah, excited about having more students in our startup.
So is that a common theme, Katrine?
Yes, absolutely. And what I would also like to comment is that what we find time consuming and is what most of the students would love to do, because they that's what they might lack when they are in learning situation. So they have the theoretical view on it, and they would love to actually be able to do hands-on and develop. So that's.
So how are students involved in iHub, if at all?
Well, they are absolutely involved, because we do recommend quite often student projects to our companies that are in contact with us. We have used a student consultancy company for several pilot projects.
So what is the name of it?
It's Young Industrial Innovators, they're called. And I actually think that's the students on especially master level are extremely good, and they know the latest technology, so they can absolutely be a benefit for any company, I would say.
That sounds very interesting, benefit from all companies. And if you have any questions, please raise your hand and we'll include you. So my experience with students over working some years is that they often have a lot of ideas and a lot of motivation, and get a little bit of reality check when they start in a company, how much practical work it is. As I talked about, it's okay to use 10-year-old technology for them, but IVO is developing their own technology in a way. So if we are nyskaping, how is that for students' motivation, for example? As a student, I would be motivated by only the recent technology, not like 10 years ago, because that's...
We see that it varies quite a bit. A lot of students who come to us with an idea don't always have the competency required to do it themselves. And one of our greatest struggles is acquiring the competency for them. That's also one of the reasons that this spring we started changing our hiring routines for our mentors. So we're also hiring not just from an entrepreneurial standpoint, but also from a technical standpoint. Speaking of which, we're hiring 10 new mentors through the summer now. So if anyone wants to have an exciting part-time job at the incubator, you have to be a student at the university, but it's an exciting opportunity, and you get to get close with entrepreneurs who have anything from basic practical ideas to crazy ideas, and it's so yeah.
That sounds exciting. I know we have some questions from the online community. Would you like to repeat or explain one? International students for UiA nyskaping. How is that?
Yes, so we can both hire and the house is available for all students. And we have also hired, we have one international employee now, and we welcome more. But we also welcome anyone who has an idea, who wants to. We have several actually startups and projects run by international students. I think it's almost something like a fourth of our projects listed have some kind of international involvement.
So what about digging? Is there a lot of international involvement? There must be in all these companies.
Yeah,
right?
and that was actually what I was. I wish I'd said that when you asked me as
But I
well,
have the time.
because that's one of the things to think about as a startup company is actually to raise your to look bigger.
Look bigger, okay?
Yeah, look bigger. Be patient, but also look bigger outside of just this region and outside to Europe first.
Okay, and how big is IVO looking?
Oh, we are thinking national now.
Internationally.
Internationally.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, and also with Frank's network in Germany, maybe we could reach out to the German universities and handpick the best students, hopefully some girls too.
And one other good example is actually Fiskar.
Fiskar, what is Fiskar?
Fiskar, the fishing app, which was a Norwegian app. It has not yet launched in Germany, but is still on top 10 of the most looked for apps in Germany.
Yeah,
So it's crazy.
German people like fishing.
They like to come to Norway to fish.
Oh, that's true.
so that's good. And you both get them here, and then they use the Norwegian app.
That's true. So, are you also looking internationally? You talked about the Norwegian law case. So I know that law is very different between countries. So is that something that you're looking at all?
Well, law, the texts, the words are different, but the structure and logic of legal practitioners, how they solve the problems, that's quite similar actually. So the functionality that I demonstrated today, finding similar text in legal sources, that's solving a problem that all legal practitioners anywhere in the world have every time they do research. So we do look international, of course. And for this particular product, we solve a it's a niche product, right? As it is now, it will be a building block for something bigger later, but now it's a niche product. So the potential in the Norwegian market is just, we could probably cover the salary of 1 or 2 people, I guess, maybe up to 5, but it's a good test market. So our perspective is to validate the technology and methodology on a few test clients here, and then go straight to a bigger jurisdiction after that. The only thing we need to launch in any jurisdiction is just the legal data. If you can get that, we can set up the technology in a couple of weeks, and then some time to get clients and stuff like that. But Germany, the UK, US is probably where we will go next after the validation period.
And what do you mean by legal data? Do you mean like the laws or the cases?
Any text that would be relevant for a legal practitioner when answering a legal problem.
Right.
So in Norway, that is first and foremost the statutes,
Yeah.
the case law, the preparatory works, but exactly the name of the text would depend on the jurisdiction. But as long as it's available electronically, we could do the same in any language.
So I'm part of something called Personvernnemnda, and there we look through legal documents. The challenge there is that there's like 10 cases a year.
Yeah.
Times 10 years. So there's 100. Is that enough?
No, not for these purposes, but we could use the existing trained models, and then you can do some testing and see if the results that pop out on the other side, if they're relevant. So as long as the language used in those documents are similar enough as the data that we trained on, it should be useful, yes.
Does it resemble anything you're aware of?
It wasn't. I wasn't commenting on. Sorry, I was just going to also bring in one thing, that is that Norwegian startups are really investors.
Mm-hmm.
International investors are looking to Norway to invest. So that is one thing that you should have in mind as a Norwegian startup, is that you are really popular and in demand from international investors. That is one thing that some of the startups in Diggin are actually trying to share their experience with. If especially here in the region, it's difficult to get private investors and funding from the private sector. But they have gone to New York with really good experience and come back with money.
So we have another question from the online community. Okay, fine.
Thanks a lot for your amazing speech and great video.
Okay.
Christina,
We have a fan here. Okay.
in Norway.
Huh?
Could you please tell us a bit more about your collaboration with the other actors in startup ecosystem in Kristiansand? So that's kind of a question for all you actors. How do you collaborate?
Among you, how do you collaborate?
Yeah,
with
I would like to name them all, and then I'm so and then I'm so afraid that I won't remember them all because it's a long list. We do collaborate with everyone. We collaborate with videregående skole. We collaborate with Noroff UiA, from the youngest in school to and all. All in the ecosystem. So,
and you collaborate with iHub?
We collaborate with iHub. We collaborate with UiA Nyskaping. We collaborate with in the Cassini Hackathon. It's Bølgen Bærekraftsenter, Visit Sørlandet, which is really important for us here because we need to get more people and with competence that wants to work in this region. So we thought, oh, what a good idea to collaborate with a destination company that show off what a great region Sørlandet is, and also that has really good things that we need to solve for them in the tourism industry. So then we are to fluer i en smekk. Yeah,
two birds in one stone. Really. Sorry.
They are collaborating kind of with Nora that startup.
Yes,
of course as well.
We have
I don't want to name them because then I will forget.
We have heard a mention of hackathons several times. Is that something you're thinking about? AI Hub?
Yes.
Hackathons and data competition, computer competition, these type of things.
Absolutely. We are part of the Cassini Hackathon as well. And we also look into hackathons with Nora, together with Nordkart. And so I think there will be exciting things happening nationally and internationally with hackathons here started in Norway. Yeah.
So because we're launching in some time or AI competition on map segmentation with maps with Nordkart, etc. And you're sponsoring.
We are sponsoring, yes. And hopefully there will be some great ideas that we can.
And I think that is one of the one idea actually could have potentially internationally as well, because we are really good at it here in Norway, but to bring it out.
Right. Would that be something that you can consider IVO and also use sites or kind of competitions?
Yes, I would love to participate in this kind of hackathons and everything that could help this startup journey, because I find that it's a lonely job in the start, but at the same time, I feel like there's a very good support system, you know, and I've been a part of the Innoventus Sør Gründer Academy, and they're very supportive and they give us lecture about everything you need to think about. And also you get a mentor and everything. So it's really positive. So I just have to participate more. So find the time to actually join these good courses.
Right. Because we had one hackathon, or no, we had an AI competition on Nora on segmentation of colon cancer, which was very successful. A lot of innovation comes from this. So I'm sure the map, age tech. What about law? Could we have a hackathon on law?
A legal hackathon?
Legal hackathon?
Yeah, well, you'd be in competition with Oslo Legal Hackathon, but you could have certainly host one.
So how did it go in 2019?
Oh, that went pretty well. We won.
Oh.
Thank you for mentioning it. Thank you. Now, first and foremost, hackathons are really fun. Just binging soda and snacks and coding for 24 hours or 48 or whatever. It's really fun, and winning a hackathon is a great party starter. The party was also amazing. So do it for the fun. You get sometimes you get some ideas that bears fruits. And I was thinking about machine learning, AI, you know, the application is almost arbitrary. You don't have to dig far into the technology before everything is just statistics, basically, and unsupervised, supervised learning, etc. At least when it comes to language, as long as we're talking vectors, I guess segmentation of colon cancer. Well, we have segmentation of texts, and yeah, so it would be fun to also broaden our perspective a bit, perhaps, and join a seemingly unrelated hackathon as a team building exercise. Yeah.
And I hear now from a bird whispered in my ear, we're starting a new hackathon on fishing, the 9th of May, through Nora. Sustainable fishing, even. Which is in. Even have a postdoc working on fish hairs, that might be something that we could, yes. Yeah. But this type of thing is something that you, we are Nyskaping is making sure it happens?
Yes, we want to have one hackathon each semester, and we tried to always find someone to collaborate with on these hackathons. Last semester we worked with Goodwin.
Yeah.
This semester we're working with many more organizations, but also Goodwin. And we haven't yet settled on what the hackathon will be next semester, but we are definitely looking for partners to organize the hackathon.
That sounds very good. And part of this will also be in the Nora conference that comes at 10. No, when is it? 10 and 11? 9th and 10th of June. And in which city is this? Stavanger. Okay. Yes. So that's open for everybody. Okay. So that's we have a startup session there. We have a academic session there. So if you're interested in academia, or if you're interested in startups, or in innovation within artificial intelligence, that's the place to be. And then you can also join the Norway Chess right after.
Yes, we can. Watch my
Mm-hmm. And then it's KIN after that, which is another AI group. So it will be a whole week with AI in Stavanger that week.
AI Summer Festival in Stavanger is what I'm choosing to call it.
And then we can go straight to the other festivals.
Business and Skagak Business Summit, which will also involve AI.
Okay, when is that?
16th of June.
Okay, so you can go directly. That's
Now we're doing shameless promotion, so
yeah. We're getting close to the end. Is there any questions from the audience? So I'll ask each of you the same question, which I always end. So if you can think of something that Nora and Nora startup could help your business, your connection, your world with, what would it be? So we start at that, and then we can just process. So I think, so I want Nora to be very successful in Nyskaping. How could Nora help?
So we have a few startups now actually working on ethical applications of AI, or just focused on the privacy of data. I was a bit worried coming here today because I was expecting I was just going to talk about possible applications and not the actual problematic aspects of AI. But we already have a few startups working on ethical applications or better use of data, so helping us ensure a better use of data, more ethical, human-centered AI. Yes, for sure. We'll definitely have a dialogue on that.
So more ethical AI, human-centered AI would be something that Nora could help you with.
Yes.
What about in the legal world? What could Nora do?
Ethics and legal stuff don't mix very well. We all know that. No, I'm just kidding, of course. When we automate legal decisions, we need to do some very grundig, thorough ethical considerations. That's great. For now, I'm thinking again about this, what we call ML ops. That's all the stuff from the machine until the front end. And we have we're good enough on the AI part. I know there's a commercial, there's a fund that buys AI companies that has great AI tech, and they have a back office function that provides everything around the AI, so that the AI companies can focus on their core technology. Go ahead and do that, man. We need a non-commercial operator as well. Set up an environment where companies like mine and others that are doing good AI stuff can get help with the front end, DevOps, MLOps, data tidying. Just access to those resources is what would kind of boost our growth now.
So Jeanette, what could you think Nora be
Yes.
helpful in your company?
What they said, obviously.
Mhm.
So I agree with that. And also for a startup like ourselves, we need to build networking also in other cities, not just here in Agder. So maybe just, of course, online webinars and things like that, but also maybe invite us to sessions in Stavanger and Oslo. So we need that. So yeah.
Keeping up the collaboration. So what do you think, Ayub? Well, 5 years from now, Nora is very important for you. Why?
Well, for us, it's really important to know how the Norwegian startup landscape within AI looks like, because we do want to build these startups, and if we can match one company with one Norwegian startup, that would be really good for Norway as an AI nation. So for us, it's important to understand what's going on and how we can use the startups where they have their competence. Yeah. And that's for AI Hub, and that's also for Mechatronic Innovation Lab. Absolutely.
And for Deegan and all of your companies.
I think continue the good work that you have started, and because we need a research community that is striving to be on the edge. So keep on driving the research in AI. I think it's interesting now to also see a kind of switch that was for technology and digitalization earlier, where it's you talk about ethical AI, but it's also, as we heard earlier today, also like user-centric more than it was in the start. It's not just coming from the technology perspective now, but it's more like, okay, how is it for actually the users and us as humans? So I think that's going to be very interesting to see in the future, and we love to collaborate with you more. So continue to come to Kristiansand and Southern Norway.
Don't forget the users, and for all the audience both here and online, if you're interested in Nora, go to nora.ai, and if you're interested in startup, Nora Startup is maybe the place, and then it's a Nora conference that comes up very close. Soon we will have a pizza, I think, isn't that true? And then we will end the session with some mingling, but we'll give a round of applause to the